What is the future of Salesforce in 2025?
AI is the key term. How the role is going to evolve for businesses and the people working for these businesses. Is Salesforce doing it the right way?
So basically it is used to give the unified view of data across all the touch points that we have Salesforce.
I think it acquired for $28 billion, only $28 billion, not a lot.
These are some of the features Agentforce 2.0 will be provided.
The cloud and the Agentforce part of it. I think we're very well placed, touch wood.
So people get confused. What is Einstein Copilot and the agents that we are building?
One of the big innovations I would say Salesforce did, this year itself only, I would say, what is the competitive edge that they have? Are they future ready? Companies were kind of, going heavily. One of the biggest acquisitions by Salesforce.
Hi guys, my name is Chakshav and welcome to our first ever podcast on what is the future of Salesforce in 2025. For this discussion today, we have few members with us. Firstly, we have Vijay, who feature quite frequently on Cyntexa's socials. He's the CTO and co-founder of Cyntexa. We have Pawan, who is a technical analyst at Cyntexa. He is invested heavily in Salesforce implementations, Salesforce project deliveries, and anything to do with project implementations across all the tech stacks that we work on. And we have Vanshika, who is a solution engineer at Cyntexa. She has also recently heavily working towards Agentforce, Salesforce, ServiceNow, and everything to do with the latest advancements in these spaces. And myself, I work as a growth strategist. I work with a lot of clients on a day-to-day basis, trying to understand businesses and help them get full value out of their Salesforce implementations through Cyntexa and our team, right? So the first question that pops up today is that what inspired this podcast? What's the reason behind this podcast today? Pawan, would you like to start us off?
Yep. The question we all have in our mind is, what is the future of Salesforce in 2025? So we all are here to discuss the future implementation that Salesforce is going to introduce and all the technology that Salesforce has introduced in 2024 and how he's going to work more onto these technologies to provide more facilities to the customers and compete with the market. So yeah, that is the main topic why we are discussing here. What is the future of Salesforce in 2025?
And to add on to that, it's will revolve towards around, how the role is going to evolve for businesses and the people working for these businesses. What the digital transformation would look like. So like in 3 years back, it was something different. With AI into the picture, it's completely different. So, how it is going to look like, what are the new things that has come from Salesforce? What are the new things that Salesforce may have in the, hoods that they will be releasing in the Dreamforce 2025? So, we are primarily going to discuss what are the new innovations that they did in the past year itself, and what are the things that we should be looking at from perspective of what they would be adding on to their tech stack and how it's going to evolve from the perspective of the customers and from the perspective of partners as well who are working into this complete ecosystem. The next thing is, why it is important to discuss Salesforce future now. I will put my points why I believe it's important to discuss Salesforce future right now. With the AI and with every company trying to put AI into their product, into their hardware, like every company is trying to, kind of chip into the, not chip in, I would say, kind of, looking forward how they can implement AI into the mix, because AI is the key term which everybody is trying to, make profit from. So is Salesforce doing it the right way, or is it just another hype word that they have implemented? So we are going to discuss extremely about that. And then we will be discussing, heavily on, what is the competitive edge that they have. Are they future ready? Like, is Salesforce actually future ready? They are saying, we have Agentforce this, we have Agentforce 2.0, we have Atlas Reasoning Engine, we have this and that. Worth it? Is it actually bring some kind of impact for businesses? Is it going to bring some kind of, value to the business? And for that, we will be coming back to you for a lot of questions about Agentforce itself only. But before moving into that direction, I wanted to discuss about, what are the new innovations that Salesforce did in the recent years itself only, and this past year itself in 2024. I see they have made one of the biggest acquisitions by Salesforce in just 1 year, and that year was 2024, if I'm correct. So I want to know a little bit about from you guys, Pawan, Vanshika, what's your take onto it? What do you feel like? What are the new innovations that they have made?
As Vijay talked about innovations, I would talk about my favorite topic, Agentforce. Salesforce Agentforce is an AI-powered platform where we give autonomous agents that provides your CRM to become more powerful. we have like Salesforce, and Agentforce is a cherry on the cake for me. And it reduces the manual effort. It reduces the decision making is quite good with the help of the prediction that AI is giving to us. And like Salesforce, Agentforce is something in 2025, it would be great for all the clients, all the partners. So yeah.
So just to add on to basically what you said, I think the features, the capabilities that they showcase in 2024 Dreamforce, they will be coming live in 2025. So that's one thing. So they release everything, but it is not available for general public, and you have to wait for some time.
Sure. Agentforce 2.0 will be generally available in February 2025. Yeah, it's
So that's it. And I think we will be able to see the voice capability as well.
Sure.
I have been waiting for that for a long time, and that's true.
And after Agentforce, then we have Customer 360, which is basically one of the feature that Salesforce introduced. So basically, it is used to give the unified view of data across all the touch points that we have Salesforce. And with the unified view of data among Salesforce, it also allows to get data from external system as well. So we can integrate data from external system and the data we have internally inside the Salesforce amongst multiple clouds, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. So we can integrate all the data to get a unified view in the CRM. So that will be easy to generate historical data and generate dashboards as well. So yeah, that is also one of the
That's true, Pawan. You know, Salesforce 360 is something that Salesforce has been kind of, doing their, taking their baby steps in from, I believe it was in 2017 when I first heard the term Customer 360. They have been working towards that. So what Customer 360, I see it as like, it's basically a view for the businesses where they have the complete, data of the customer, where they have the data about the sales, the services, the marketing, the interactions they had with online platforms or in their retail stores as well. We have all of that within the single place. So you have a 360-degree view of the customer itself only. You don't have to go here and there. You don't have to go into multiple places to get get more details about it. So that is something that they have been working towards, very effectively and for a quite long time. And we are seeing more and more developments toward that. I would say Data Cloud is one of the biggest step into that direction. And it actually helped them. So basically what you said, they have all the data from all the different places, all the different sources in just single place, and you can actually utilize it. You can actually take actions on it in real time. You don't have to wait like the integration will trigger and the data will come over here. So everything is there with Customer 360. So that is also one of the things, I would say, which is quite high in the innovations I would consider from Salesforce that they did in 2024. And I see it as new innovations would be coming in 2025 as well along these lines only.
I think there's a small point I want to add here. Salesforce has said a lot about Agentforce, about AI, about this and that. As someone who speaks to customers directly, what my customers are also keen is to see all of that in action.
Yeah.
All of the events in the past year, in 2024, has been all about Agentforce, AI, be it World Tours, be it Dreamforce. So now 2025, for me, somebody who's not from a very technical background and who speaks to the ND, everybody's focus is to see how that Agentforce actually can help, solve the real use cases. So I'm really excited to see the practical implementation of that.
That we talked to as well, and you said it yourself, they're looking towards like how Agentforce is going to work. Do we have this capability? We have these capabilities that Salesforce is offering, but some of them aren't generally available. So it's kind of a little bit turn off for them. It's not available. By when it will be available? So that's a second question itself only.
I think the same thing happened when we spoke with a couple of account executives of
Yeah.
our clients based in US when you were at Dreamforce. They were heavily pitching or preparing decks to, put Agentforce in there, towards end customers' orders. But again, the question comes in, okay, when can we see that? And then that sort of gives us a lead time where the customer is like, okay, we'll talk about it when it's live. So I think that's one thing that we'll actually hopefully see sooner rather than later.
That's true.
like with Agentforce, businesses can work beyond like CRM capabilities, like with the help of Einstein Copilot, like Einstein, the prompt builder, the model builder, and all the tools that AI provides. We definitely the clients will be moreover happy after we Yeah. Deliver,
That's important.
after we deliver the Agentforce capabilities.
And just adding one more point, we are talking about data. So with data privacy and data management is one thing which is also important. So Salesforce is taking care of that as well. So it has some regulations introduced for GDPR and CCPA check. So that is also part of Customer 360, which Salesforce has introduced. And that is also something like when in Cyntexa we are introducing a product to a client, then mentioning these all points like Salesforce has CCPA checks and GDPR guidelines, then it is also meaningful for that client because that is
That's true. That's true. To add on to that, the GDPR compliance and the CCPA, like these compliance and regulatory processes. So one of the big innovations I would say Salesforce did, this year itself only, I would say the trust layer. Although they introduced it when they kind of, came up with Copilot, but they have kind of made sure like the AI which is being put to work in the CRM itself only is ethical and is not kind of violating the compliance and regulatory needs for the businesses working in different industries into different regions. So I would like to highlight that. That is also one of the big innovations. And to kind of summarize from these kind of innovations that happened. So one of the biggest innovation that happened over there was the hyper personalization is happening across the industries, across the businesses, and across the platforms like Salesforce itself only and Salesforce as well. So we at Cyntexa are also seeing, you guys can give your points as well, but we are seeing like hyper personalization is something that almost every business is looking at now. They want the personalized interaction when they are doing it with the customer, and the data cloud actually supports that, because you don't have to go into 3 different platforms. You don't have to wait for 3 hours or 1 hour or even 10 minutes to get that data into the system. All of that data is available to you within the CRM window itself only, and you can see, okay, he's calling and he's saying like, I would like to cancel my order, and you have the data. Okay, you bought this particular product half an hour ago from our let's say retail store on the 5th Avenue, and now you want to cancel it. So you have all of that data which actually serves you, which allows you to serve your customer better. So hyper personalization is going to be very big, and they put a lot of efforts in this year itself only to make it sure like it's quite big and they are delivering the value to the customers.
Yeah, and we have some personalized recommendation based on that historical data. Like if we talk about B2B platform, then we have if the customer is placing an order, then if we have track of all the data, like how the lead was converted, how the lead was converted, and how the overall customer journey, so we can have some personal recommendation based on this customer journey.
So I think with that, I would like to talk about several game-changing acquisitions that Salesforce made in this year itself only and in the recent years. So let's talk about it. Chakshu, what's your take onto it?
Sure. So I'll speak not only in the recent years, but overall, the biggest one is Slack. We all know about it. I think it acquired for $28 billion, only $28 billion, not a lot. I think
Just only, yeah.
Yeah, just only. I think it was to further strengthen the Customer 360 platform that we spoke about. Not only that, I think it also had to do a lot with the other competition in market. So Microsoft also has like a product similar to Salesforce, and Teams is a well-renowned tool that we all know about. So once Salesforce acquired Slack and then integrated across its platforms, it not only helped it strengthen its own market share, but also compete with Teams and further advertise or market their servicing better. Obviously, with the advent of COVID and work from home, remote work, this and that, communication became really important. Several tools, different communication channels, but having one which is integrated deep into the ecosystem obviously helps everybody involved. So I think Slack has added a lot of value.
Yeah, with Slack, they also acquired, I would like to highlight, the key acquisition that they made was, in this year, they acquired Spiff. The first one, I believe I may have lost the count at some point. So there might be an acquisition that they did before Spiff as well. So Spiff was the first one. Then they acquired 10x, and then they acquired then they acquired Own right before Dreamforce, and right after Dreamforce they acquired Zoom. So they have made quite a lot, acquisitions this year itself only. I would say it's the highest number of acquisitions made by Salesforce in just single year itself only. And yeah, it's when we look at these acquisitions, it kind of puts us into the situation and think about what's the Salesforce model is look like? Why they are acquiring so many businesses? Does it help them anywhere? And how does it help Salesforce? And what's the take?
Sure. So see again, what I see whenever they identify a gap in the market or gap in their offering, and they see there's a product that can fill their gap, the simple way is to acquire it, right? If you can't beat the competition, just buy the competition. I think they heavily follow that path. So I think by all these acquisitions that you mentioned, let's speak about 10x, right? 10x I think helps you convert unstructured data into structured data, right? So I think Salesforce felt that with the advent of AI. Obviously, AI needs structured data to make recommendations, and with the integration of 10x, they can make their AI recommendations that much more powerful.
Yeah, you're right, but I think I got a little bit confused. Zoom in is the one with
Zoom
and
in.
10x is when the with the voice one.
Yeah.
The Sophie that we saw in the Dreamforce,
Correct.
it's going to be powered by Zenx.
Right.
You know?
So yeah,
10x,
I interchange the names. So I think the basic point is that with 10x for the AI powered customer service agents, and with Zoom in with the structured data, doing it in structured data, they're trying to plug in each gap that they feel would help them achieve their overall goal of having AI at the center of everything that Salesforce does.
Yeah. So just to basically what you said, I would like to highlight two things over there. So Salesforce, doesn't simply what you said is right. If you cannot beat the competition, buy the competition, and it works really great for them, and it works for the acquired company as well very greatly. If we talk about the Demandware, which later came to be as Commerce Cloud for Salesforce, the B2C Commerce Cloud to be very specific, and then there is ExactTarget, which came out to be Marketing Cloud. So it worked really great for them, and it actually helped them be better and drive more value to these customers itself only who were utilizing Demandware and ExactTarget already. So it's a really great strategy that they follow. I would not call it great for everybody, but it works out for them, and it works out for the end customers who are utilizing Salesforce. Correct. They have these capabilities into the platform, and they don't have to wait for a MVP which has some bugs, which is lacking some features. They acquire it, they create the entire ecosystem around it, or they fit the acquisition into the place where they already have the ecosystem around it. And we are going to see the same with Own as well. We are going to see the same with Spiff as well. Spiff will fit great into the Sales Cloud and the CPQ mix, and we will see the same with Own. Own will be a great mix when it comes to data management, data backup, data recovery, and all of that. That is true about that.
Yeah, I think there's one more point that we sort of didn't cover is that obviously it helps from a technical implementation side of view. It helps from an advanced feature point of view. But one other reason from a business point of view is that Salesforce already so these acquisitions, when they do it, they also acquire their customer base.
Yeah.
So, it further, deepens their penetration into the market.
That's why they get $28 billion.
So that's because they're able to, leverage that in returns very soon. Even with Tableau, I think that's what they did, right? They felt that data visualization is something they do not know very strongly, so they just acquired Tableau, and so that they could Power BI and certain other Google products as well.
Yeah, that's true. They have been trying to do a lot into the analytics sector. They had Wave Analytics. They had a lot of other things as well. I will not mention all of them, but with the acquisition of Tableau, it worked out great for them as well. It worked out great for Tableau customers as well, because now they have a CRM which is kind of plugged in, and they have the data visualization even better. So it worked out really great for them. And the acquisitions that we saw, specifically, I would say the 10x one and the Own Data one, not the Own 10x one and the Zoom in one, are going to fit in great into what we just discussed about the innovations part, the AI and the customer 360 degree. The customer 360 is going to be great when it would be kind of integrated with Zoom in. Now, it would allow them to kind of process the unstructured data, and it will help them a lot. How? I was just talking to one of the business, like the recent business that we were kind of working for. It's into the BFSI industry, and they are a bank. And they said, we have a lot of contracts, we have a lot of SLAs, we have a lot of policies and a lot of documents. And in that document, we have lots and lots of terms and conditions. And we want to kind of fetch all of those terms and conditions that we had given to our customer 5 years back, 10 years back, 12 years back, and be able to relate what we are doing with this customer is aligning with the contract, with the legal, legal contracts that we had done with them. Are we doing the right thing? So that unstructured data processing via data cloud, then bringing it into Salesforce and then utilizing AI to kind of analyze and see what we are trying to do is correct or not. So it's going to be really beneficial for them, and they are really excited by this particular capability of data vectorization and be able to process unstructured data in data cloud. It's going to be really big hit for them, and they are already sold and they are saying, yeah, let's go buy it. And right now we are in the discussion of the pricing, the negotiating piece. So yeah, we are over there with that.
Right. I think so. With acquisition, it's not a one layer sort of a decision that they do. We spoke about 3-4 things already. What is the high level idea that I see from the top leaders of Salesforce is that similar to what Apple does, right? They build an ecosystem and then they hope to catch you within it. They don't want you to leave that ecosystem for anything. With Apple, we've seen services, they have products. Now Salesforce is trying to do its own thing, right? It's just not only a CRM platform anymore. It does everything. With Customer 360, again, doesn't matter what your business is, doesn't matter what industry you belong to. Salesforce wants to have a product that can cater to your use case. So I feel the high level idea right now here is to build an ecosystem that once a business enters, they don't want the business to leave that ecosystem after a while.
That's true. And Salesforce works, very effectively on that, ensuring somebody buys Salesforce product, they're actually going to get value from the investment that they have made. And it reflects back into how well they are performing in the stock market as well, with 28% return on a yearly basis. So it definitely reflects back there as well, And it's not only, I would like to highlight this, it's not only like Salesforce does acquisitions and that's the only way they, stay competitive into the market. It's not the only thing. They do their own kind of, extensive research, they do their extensive development, and they take whatever they have acquired to the next level. So let's talk about, let's take the example of Marketing Cloud itself. They added more features to it, they added more capabilities to it, and it created a platform, it created a solution which is which is helping businesses at an even greater level. So an acquisition, I will not tell you the name. Audience should go and check out our blog, be able to find out about it. So we have we have the newsletter and it covers that as well. They are doing a lot with these acquisitions, and then not only with the acquisition, they actually evolve it, they actually bring the ecosystem and they make everything more valuable, more return on investment for the customers. So if they are buying something, they definitely will get the returns from that. How does it look like with the perspective of what are the new things that we are going to see in the upcoming year? What are the new acquisitions you see, Chakshu, happening in the coming year?
I think they will want to double down on their AI capabilities. If Agentforce somehow lacks in certain area, and if again they can't do a plugin of their current implementation, I think they'll just look some competition in the market and try to plug that gap with that.
That's true. Along with that, I think they would also be looking at the gaps that they may have in the data cloud platform itself only, and kind of try to fill that in with that. So with that, I wanted to talk about what is Agentforce, and if you Pawan and Manisha can give me a deep dive about what is Agentforce and how it's actually helping the businesses.
Going back to Vijay's BFSI client, did you pitch them Agentforce?
Yeah, I did, obviously. That's why.
I think it's Vijay's best friend. He pitches to everybody.
I pitch it to everybody. And I have been pitching it ever since it was called Copilot. So I have been pitching it from there itself.
Nice line, a Copilot. People get confused between Einstein Copilot and the other agents, custom agents that we are making. So the difference between the Einstein Copilot and the custom agents that we are building is Einstein Copilot is the internal facing agent. It will roam around your Salesforce CRM, and the custom agents that we are building, they are external facing. So you can embed it in your Salesforce website or some experience site that we have built. So I needed to clear out the confusion between people.
So, Chakshu, how do you think these acquisitions will help the Salesforce partners?
I think there's a lot of scope for Salesforce partners. Let's first talk about how Salesforce partners can help their clients, right? So with different acquisitions means there are different skills that partners would have to develop within their team. So partners should be readily available to reinvest back into the technical capabilities of their team members so that they're able to provide the value of these acquisitions to their end clients. Like we spoke about, let's say MuleSoft, right? With MuleSoft, if a team does not have MuleSoft capabilities, it's absolutely useless. So I think that's point number one. Point number two is that by implementing those functionalities into the orgs of their clients, customers can actually derive these, values from practical use cases, so that it can either increase their efficiency, it can reduce their cost, it can decrease their time, whatever their margins are, they can figure that out. But as a Salesforce partner, they should be up to date with whatever has been happening.
So I think to add on to what you said, one thing that would help Salesforce partners is like, what you mentioned, with the acquisition comes the customer base. Right. So the customer base is there for the partners as well, nah? So they will be able to utilize
the second point, upselling, right? So as a company, we'd obviously want to make more money, and also not just make money for the sake of making money, but also
deliver
value, right? So it's like a win-win, win-win for everybody, for the clients, for Salesforce, and for Salesforce partners as well.
Yeah, so it definitely brings more customers, more customer base, and it gives them the new capability, the new gap that they would have been seeing into the industry. Now with Salesforce, they have this
future-proof their business.
Yeah, so they have the new offering that they can pitch to their customers, which would actually help them. So that is also one thing I see Salesforce partners getting out from these acquisitions.
And I think we work very closely with account executives, partner account managers within, regional heads within Salesforce. And we try to closely align with what their thinking is and how we can, bring in the new advancements and pitch that to a client. Some things don't have to come at a cost. They could just be, add-ons into their current licenses. So that's also one thing that we as partners are always, keeping our eyes and heads open on what all can be pitched to the clients, just from a value point of view.
Yeah, so that's a really important point. And, at Cyntexa, I'd like to kind of, highlight, we work with Salesforce partners as well. We worked with other Salesforce partners as well, and Salesforce professional services as well. So the ecosystem that Salesforce has, like, every partner is doing their business, and then they are collaborating with other partners as well to help their customer base, and they might help us in serving our customer base. So that's really great. And with these acquisitions also kind of, increases. New Salesforce partners comes into the ecosystem. With MuleSoft acquisition came in new partners who were, experts from MuleSoft, and us as a partner could collaborate with them, and they would be able to, collaborate with us, so serving us.
I think
it was a mutual win-win.
Point when we do, cross synergies, everybody wins by
everybody wins. So with that, with this complete discussion, I want to know more about Agentforce. Let's deep dive into Agentforce. What Agentforce is? We have been hearing this and that, so I wanted to understand and hear more about from the experts. Pawan, Vanshika, what's your take on Agentforce?
So coming back to Vijay's BFSI client, I would like to ask Vijay, did you pitch them Agentforce?
Yes, I did.
Great.
Vijay pitches Agentforce to everybody.
Yeah,
that's Vijay's best friend.
Yeah. And I have not been pitching Agentforce. I have been pitching Copilot from the time when it was released in 2023 Dreamforce. I was there that year, and I really liked it.
Okay, so the Copilot word that you used, I would like to clear out the confusion. The Einstein Copilot and the custom agents that we are building. So people get confused. What is Einstein Copilot and the agents that we are building? So the Einstein Copilot is the internal facing agent that will help your CRM to grow. Like if you want to ask, give me the summary of this particular account, give me this account contact relationship, whatever it is inside the CRM. And if you talk about the custom agents, they are basically the outside, like the external facing agents, and you can embed them into your Salesforce website, the website that you are building on experience side, wherever you want them to. So I wanted to clear out the confusion. And the Agentforce 2.0, I would really love to talk about it. It came on December 17th, 2024. And the features, extra features that came, like, Chakshu, what if some leads are coming to you and you go and reply them on emails? So it's like a very hectic schedule for you, right?
My task lot to use.
So you can come to me like in February or March. I'll create an agent. No, I don't create an agent. There will be a standard agent for you, and it will automatically reply like the emails that you are getting. Like the reply that you give, the agent will be giving. So it will save a lot of your time.
Great. We have this on record. I will come to you. You only sit 2 meters away.
You have to come in February and March.
Yes.
Please remember that. Not right now. Please remember that.
Yes.
I would love to help you. Okay. Then coming back to what if we say MuleSoft? We were talking about MuleSoft APIs. Like we do the integration and the whole lot procedure goes on. What if you are able to get Agentforce, and the data that you are getting from the MuleSoft APIs, you get it from Agentforce in just one click. That you will be able to do with Agentforce 2.0. And the Tableau one, I would like to talk about it as well. Tableau gives you data insights very deeply. And with the help of Tableau, Agentforce will be able to give context-rich answers. And it would really help your clients to get the answers basically. So yeah, these are some of the features Agentforce 2.0 will be providing.
I think this is still a gap that I used to face even when I would use any AI tool. Obviously, it would give me a data which would look organized, but it wouldn't be very personalized. It would be very vague. So I'd have to go back to it, add my suggestion. So it's basically doing the same thing from scratch. So I think what you're suggesting will actually make a valid difference in terms of how we deal with our clients.
So there are a few more features that Agentforce 2.0 is introducing. First one is like a real-time interaction, or we can say a real-time guidance to the agent. So let's say an agent is on a support call, and like AI will transcribe the call, the customer's request, and it will allow some real-time suggestions to the agent, which will definitely help him to give the customer the best solution, as it will also track the historical data. Like customer has already received an issue while placing the order, and now he's placing same error, and there is already in database the resolution that was sent earlier. Now customer can get the data from data using the AI in the real time, and he can provide that information to the customer in the real time only. So that is definitely a huge impact, like in resolving the case in very, very less time. And then Vanshika mentioned the routine tasks, like for sending the email. So these routine tasks can already be automated, and customers can focus on all the customer interaction things which are making impact on business. They can ignore the day-to-day tasks like sending emails, sending follow emails, and like that.
Adding on to this, Chakshu, if you're going for a long weekend, so your clients and like the leads that you're talking for, and you will not have that particular time for on Slack. Like you will not be able to reply to them. The documents they will be sending to you, you will not be able to know that. So whenever you come back, what if there is a Slack AI agent who is there to tell you all the summary that happened when you were not there? And it will tell you the documents, it will tell you what the client needed, what were the calls that happened, and what if these are the upcoming meetings that you need to join. Would it be really helpful for you?
I mean, that would be really helpful. Right now, I'm counting on my team to help me fill in that information. But if it can be automated, nothing better.
So we'll be seeing this in 2025 as well.
Perfect.
In March.
In March.
So I'll plan a long weekend then also.
Sure. You can plan a little bit longer
weekend to see the actual capability.
Okay,
great.
And the brain that we are working behind it, it's enhanced Atlas reasoning engine. Yeah, it also have some enhanced capabilities.
As Salesforce partners, right, like we were talking about, we have to increase our capabilities so that we're able to cater to these things, right? I think Cyntexa was very proactive in this regard, and I think Salesforce recently recognized as one of the partners with proven Agentforce capabilities in place. I think every Salesforce partner should focus on that, and every client should see if their partners that they're going to choose or they are working with do they have that required capabilities or not? Because then only they'll be able to achieve those use cases with their practical implementation.
That's true. So that is very important. We got recognized as Salesforce, Agentforce, partner network partner, and we are now a certified Agentforce implementation partner as well. So that is very important. When a business is looking at a Salesforce implementation partner, whether they plan to implement AI or not, you should look for a partner who has expertise in that. And the reason why I say that is, with the growing AI into our day-to-day task, with the utilization and adoption of AI into our day-to-day task, it's inevitable. You will have to use AI, you will have to use Agentforce into your CRM, into your tech stack. So you need to kind of work towards that. I would like to kind of add on a couple more things to that. Why I say, you would be utilizing AI at some point. Salesforce is already offering, free data cloud credits, some Agentforce, capabilities as well. So it is going to come to you one way or the another. Right now, they are charging for it. In next 1 year, we will see some more models. We will see some more development into the AI thing, and that will be very common in your day-to-day task. You may not feel like it's important, but you should start preparing. You should start choosing partner, whether they have the experience of working on Agentforce, working on AI, and also on data cloud. People are not realizing what the importance data cloud holds. It's very important, and it's free as well. they give certain free credits, not entirely, but it's free. You can
start off.
at least to start off. So you should look at it. It's going to be really helpful. And coming back to what you guys said, I think most of our audience would be knowing what Atlas Reasoning Engine is, what Agentforce is. But I again wanted to kind of summarize at a high level what Agentforce is and what Reasoning Engine is for the audience who might not be aware about or who may not have understood entirely what Agentforce is and what Atlas Reasoning Engine is. So Atlas Reasoning Engine is the brain behind the Agentforce. It basically works as a place where you have kind of given the instructions. Basically, the prompt that you give to your ChatGPT or your Claude or Perplexity, whatever it is, you have given the instructions, but you want certain actions to be taken based on that instructions. So how does AI make that happen? At that place, Atlas comes into the picture. So you have given the instructions, which are the instructions, the scope, the guardrails, you have provided all of that. All of that is text itself only, nothing, point and click and all of that. It's just text only. You have said whenever somebody says, update a lead, let's say if a Salesforce user is saying, create a new record in the account Acme with the name Henry and mark him as, sales head for the New York region. How do you do that? You will have to go and create all of that, but Agentforce can do that for you. You simply type in, create a new contact into the Acme record, whose name is this, whose email ID is this, and it actually creates that record. So how AI is doing that, how Agentforce is doing that, it's relying on to Agentforce Atlas Reasoning Engine, which is kind of identifying what actions it needs to take, and then it is also identifying how it needs to kind of execute onto them. If there are multiple actions, what needs to happen. So Atlas Reasoning Engine is the brain behind it. If you want to know more, the audience, if you want to know more about it, you should go and check out our webinars where I come very often, and you will get a lot of information from there about the complete Agentforce and the Atlas Reasoning Engine as well.
Okay, so there they can get the knowledge how we can train that specific model as per the business, right?
That's also possible. We can train our own fine-tuned model as well. We can utilize it. So that's also possible from there. And you should also subscribe to our newsletter. We'll have a great content and a lot of value in those as well. So if you want to know more about whatever we are discussing, whether it be the partner network, whether it be how partners can benefit from it, whether how customers can benefit from it, what Agentforce is, what are the new capabilities, what are the new acquisitions, you should follow and subscribe to our newsletter as well. So moving on to, one more thing that I wanted to kind of, discuss about Agentforce itself only, So what are the new things that you believe you would be seeing in the Agentforce in the coming year in 2025 Dreamforce? Do you have any kind of speculations? I use word speculations because, also I think we didn't mention this structure. We typically do the forward-looking statement.
Yes.
So please don't make any buying or purchasing decisions. Connect with your AE, connect with your partner, connect with the Salesforce before making any purchasing and buying decisions. So I wanted to know with you guys on Agentforce, what do you see as the new feature? What do you see, what's your speculation on Agentforce? What is it that they would be bringing this year, 2025 Dreamforce? What do you feel? What is it that you want from them? And what's your speculation about it?
I think skill library, you have, if you have heard about it, in Agentforce 2.0 it was introduced. So I would say that an enhanced skill library would be there in 2025. We talked about the voice agent, an agent will be there for the voice. After that, I would think in 2025, what if Chakshu is on vacation and Chakshu really needs to talk to his clients, so we'll create a Chakshu, with the picture of him, I will create an agent and then agent will talk to the clients specifically.
That's nice. That's nice speculation.
Thinking
This is your dream. This is what you want from Agentforce, right?
Of course.
But just a disclaimer, I don't go on leaves that much. Every conversation is about going on leave. I don't take that leave that much often. Yeah, just in case I do. Yeah.
Sending you for a good leave.
Thank you.
Where you're sending him? You should go to, somewhere. Do you like beaches?
Yeah.
So you should go there.
I like the beach, not the water.
Okay, that's a very important point,
I would prefer you should go Paris.
Okay.
It does not have a beach.
It does not have a beach, but the city is quite good. The desert, you would definitely like it.
Got it. I will make a note of it.
And just to add on to the avatar thing where we would be taking Chakshu's picture and putting it as an agent. So that might not be possible, but we would definitely be seeing something around the same lines where we have a AI generated avatar which looks human-like that we can already generate from DALL-E and all of the libraries available. That particular agent will be taking in the call and understanding the requirements with complete facial expressions and everything. So we may see it happening with Agentforce. Maybe not in 2025, probably not in 2025. Sorry to say that to you, Vanshika. But in maybe 2026, 2027, we may see that. We already have the voice capability. We may see the in future. Yeah, future is very long, so yeah, definitely you will see that.
And just adding one more thing, like in terms of security, if Salesforce can provide more data integrity, fraud detection using AI or something like that, so that would also be helpful. And its integration with Salesforce current products like Customer 360, it would be like a boom. It would be very helpful to integrate to provide more data security with these products, and it will be helpful for clients so that they can rely completely onto the Salesforce instead of using external system or legacy system they are currently relying on. They can totally rely on Salesforce and put all of the data in the Salesforce instead of then there would be no need of any integrations to get the data from other platforms and manage the data in Salesforce and other platform as well. So yeah, data security and fraud detection is something I would be expecting in the Agentforce in the coming years.
That's one very important point, especially for industries which is regulated like BFSI. They are very, very particular about what sort of tools are we using. So I think if Salesforce can not double down but triple down or quadruple down on their security aspects of it, I think it will go a long way in penetrating these sort of sectors.
Yeah, it's a very important point. So with that, with what we discussed, avatar, the video avatar of Chakshu taking the call.
If we had that in uni, I would be having so much easier not attending all those early morning lectures. But yeah, please.
Okay, so coming back to, what do you see as, anticipated innovations in year 2025 from Salesforce, Pawan? What do you see?
We are expecting the innovations that Salesforce will come up with in the coming years. So what are your take on that specific, like what you are expecting on the innovations that you are expecting as per the current business and as per the current market from Salesforce in the coming years?
You guys have covered, what Agentforce is going to be and how, what do you see from Agentforce? If I talk about, from my perspective, what I see as innovations from Salesforce. So I see Salesforce would be doubling down more onto the AI capabilities. They will be doubling down more onto the data cloud platform that they have. The gap it has then in the unstructured, in the processing of unstructured data, in the data retrieval, processes that they have in place for Agentforce, where the Agentforce can take the data from data cloud and utilize it into its prompts, into its, processes. So they would be doing, they would be doubling down on that heavily. Along with that, I would like to, say one thing that I recently heard, and I was watching a podcast of Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, and he said, the way businesses work, the way SaaS applications work, and it really took me by surprise. He went on to kind of explaining it to some level, but it actually, hit me with a thinking that I knew was happening, but I didn't realize it. Like you see it happening in front of your eyes, but you don't realize it, what's happening. But with that discussion, it actually hit me. He's right. See, Pawan, what happens is let's say if I ask you, you need to, create a opportunity for a account XYZ corporation. And in that XYZ corporation, you need to create 3 contacts, and then you need to create an opportunity of worth, let's say $15,000. And then you need to add 4 products into that. Let's call it, some kind of servers and some kind of wires and all of that. Can you take a guess how many clicks it would take? Can you, walk me through what all things you would be doing in terms of Salesforce? What all things you would be doing?
So if there is no automation in place, definitely first time, all the steps would be manually. I'm going to create the opportunity, complete the details.
So you will have to create the complete account, then the contacts, then the opportunity product line items. And then you will generate a quote from that.
Yeah.
So these are the things that you will have to do. And this is basically what these SaaS companies were kind of, going heavily on. These are the things which SaaS companies were building their products around. They were building the business logics, where you have a single page or where you have 2-3 step pages where you can, provide all of this information. and this data will get created, which you would be utilizing in your business process, business flows. But with AI, the way AI it's evolving, not only Agentforce, what she said, and what I gave an example as, and what she gave an example, you would not be doing that many clicks. Just think about it. You would not be doing that many clicks with AI. You would be simply saying, hey AI, can you please create this account XYZ Corporation for me? In that XYZ Corporation, there are 3 contacts, Henry, Alex, and Matthew is the CEO, Alex is the CFO, and Henry is the CEO, let's say it. And then I want you to create an opportunity, and the opportunity name will be this, selling server equipments to their Dallas facility, and set the amount to 15,000, and then you need to kind of you need to add these 4 products to it, and then you need to generate a quote for me. And then once you have generated the quote, I want you to send it to the ERP platform itself only. Just imagine, with the capabilities that we have with Agentforce, we can do all of that already. It's just something that people haven't configured it, but this is possible. So you don't have to click these many 15 items one by one. So the business logic platforms, the way they are built, the way they are running, are going to end. They could end. And what Satya Nadella said, it's really true. It gave me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps right now itself only. Just think about it. The logic, the applications, the products that I have been working on in my entire career for the past 12 years, they are going to be deprecated. They are not going to be anymore. They may, be swiped, deleted entirely, because nobody will going to use them. The only thing which would primarily be there, as per my understanding, would be the database, where the data is residing, the different platforms where the data needs to be, the ERP, the inventory, and the CRM. You will have a view where you can view them. You will have integration, but you will not have these kind of clicks that you will have to do. These processes will entirely be gone, because not Agentforce, but AI will be taking over, and it will be doing all of that. So you will be seeing that more and more. I'm saying it's going to happen sooner than later. You may not realize it, but one day you will wake up and you will realize, I used to click so many things. I used to do these many configurations. Where have they gone? To give you an example of the same thing, and Salesforce did it, and Salesforce did it very quietly. I would say very quietly. When we talk about Salesforce, they did it very quietly. The launching of Salesforce Canvas. If you have seen that, it's a prompt where you can simply say, I want a view of the account, and in that view, I want dashboard, I want the opportunity list, I want the contact list, I want the interaction, graph of the same, and it generates the UI for you. You don't have to create the page layout, you don't have to create the LWC component, you don't have to create the dashboard, you don't have to create the report. It is creating automatically from the AI itself only. You will see more and more of that happening. So this is what anticipation is. Whether it's going to happen in year 2025 or in 2026, it's going to happen. We will see the entire business logics kind of diminishing to a point where they're not that much evident in what the industry right now they are in. They're very evident. You see them here and there, but you will be seeing kind of fading away from layer by layer. They will still be there, but they will be fading away, and it will be more focused towards where you are talking to the agent and you are saying, I want this to happen, I want that to happen, and it will be doing all of those things. And Salesforce Canvas is one of the good examples that you would be seeing. Along with that, my anticipation after seeing the Canvas announcement, and then kind of having that aha moment, like, okay, this is going to happen from that particular podcast. I realized this is going to happen soon. In year 2025 in Dreamforce, we would see you don't have to create your own page layout. You would have to simply, say like, I want this to happen. So it will be created automatically for you. Or you might, Chakshu would have a different view of opportunity. Pawan may have different view of even though you may have the similar set of permissions, you may have similar access to the record, similar access to the fields itself only. But he likes to see certain fields at the top, you like to see certain fields at the top, and that might be different. And it would be driven and powered by AI. So Chakshu doesn't have to scroll, and you don't have to scroll, and you have all that information available to you at your fingerprints. So this is what my anticipation is. The anticipation is for the year 2025. Not only that, again, what Chakshu and I kind of, when discussing, we kind of covered that point. We would be seeing more innovations towards the seamless integration of platforms, because AI is nothing without data. AI is nothing without, the data it needs to kind of, act on. So we would be seeing more and more developments toward in that direction. So that's my anticipation of the same.
Okay. From all of the examples that you gave, it feels like it would be that easier assigning a task to a teammate, and we need to make sure the teammate has knowledge how to create opportunity. No worries about it. AI has all the knowledge, and it will be doing all the tasks by its own. So yeah, that's what great. You created a image in my mind, like there will be no need for anyone. I can do all the tasks by my own only.
Yeah. So I would not say entirely everything will be done, but you would be seeing heavily AI doing all of that. You would be seeing a lot of traditional things that we do as developers, consultants, going away, and new things coming into the picture. The new thing that I see coming into the picture is, prompt consultant. I'm going to be very honest. We have been hearing prompt engineering for quite a long time. Now we would be seeing prompt consultant. We would be seeing like a prompt consultant. You need to get a prompt consultant to make sure your AI is working effectively. So we will be seeing a new entire profile, prompt consultant. We'll be seeing, profile who is kind of auditing and verifying what AI is doing. Is it doing the right way? Is it not doing it the right way? We'll be seeing that. We will be seeing automated testing framework for these AI applications. And it might surprise if there are already some. I haven't done my entire research onto it, but it's not, it's not something new if I simply go and search, and we may find some automated testing frameworks for testing these kind of agentic, agents. This is an agentic era, and we need to kind of, sit back and think like what it's going to look like. It was very fascinating. I saw that podcast, I believe, on Christmas Eve, I think on 24th Eve itself only, and it was really fascinating for me. So that's what I anticipate from Salesforce. Maybe not in the year 2025 itself only, but we will definitely be seeing more development toward this. Salesforce Canvas is here, and they would be kind of, going more into that. They would be kind of more exploring, more, kind of exploring what it can do for them.
Till now, we can see the logs as well. Like if
Yeah, we can see the logs, but we would be having a profile entirely. Who does that all of the time? Whereas AI can hallucinate. See, that is true right now. Maybe there would be some new models and might not do that. Maybe the OpenAI O3 would allow us to kind of where the AI would not hallucinate, but who knows? We haven't tried the O3 from Sam Altman's OpenAI, so let's see what it will be. So with that, I wanted to kind of talk about how AI is going to look like. There's one more thing that I would like to add from my anticipation is the collaboration between teams would be much faster. It would be much easier. And what Vanshika gave as an example, it's a really great thing. We would be seeing more and more in more aspects of the businesses, where you don't have to go through the entire conversation itself only, where you don't have to, go through the entire documents itself only, where you don't have to go through 3 different platforms to get the information. Chakshu would be sitting on his laptop and he will be asking I want to know more about this customer. And it will be bringing the data from the ERP, what was the order placed, and from the collaboration platform itself only, and from the email, and then giving a summary. The customer is asking this, but our contract says these are the things that we can do. Our team is saying if we need to do it, maybe we will be able to deliver this much. So Chakshu would be seeing more of that. We would be seeing more AI kind of recommended solutions. We would be seeing more analytics and more AI predicted, data being entered into the system, where it is kind of powered with the data that we have provided.
So adding one more example to what you said, with collaborative things, like what we can see, let's say a customer executive was not available at the time, and they were in the system, and the will definitely save time and a lot of manual effort that we are currently doing.
Yeah, that's true. And with that, the next question comes with whatever I said and whatever we said, as a whole, with anticipations and with the new acquisitions from Salesforce itself only. The next question comes, how do Salesforce customers for this change? How do Salesforce partners kind of prepare for this change? That's the next question which comes into our mind. So how do they, kind of be ready for this change?
Sure. So let's break it down. So let's first talk about partners. I think we already touched upon a few points that I will be discussing. But so the first point is always to stay updated on the emerging technologies of the emerging trend that Salesforce is bringing in. We spoke about Agentforce and how Cyntexa proactively, enhance its capabilities, enhance its team's capabilities to create a bunch of developers, architects, consultants that can sit with the clients and then incorporate those applications into their Salesforce orgs. So that's, I think, is really important. I think they have to be really flexible in terms of the kind of upgradations that they are bringing into their workflows. We also spoke about PureSoft and any integration. So there are a lot of bunch of different tools that are coming in that fulfill a specific use case. Now, not everybody can do everything. So we have to plug in these, individual companies, which brings us back to the integration part. So Salesforce partners should be very capable of, being able to integrate Salesforce with whatever tool that might be. We recently saw ChatGPT integrating with Siri.
Yeah.
So, ChatGPT is a very big platform in terms of that, but like very small use case could be an accounting software that can only work in a certain geography, right? Not everybody uses Zoho or Zero or MYOB, whatever that might be. So mastering integrations becomes really important for Salesforce partners. We spoke about GDPR, data security. Salesforce obviously doing a lot on their end, but partners should always stay updated that Salesforce is complying with all those regulations so that we can pass on that satisfaction, that sense of relief to the clients as well. It's a time where we are doing a lot of things on the go, which brings the mobile first sort of capabilities in force. So whatever technologies, whatever solutions we are developing, it's really important that they're mobile first, they're mobile friendly. Not everybody has a time to open an iPad or a laptop, log into the Salesforce again, then do it from a desk. So creating solutions that work obviously on the desktop but also mobile friendly becomes very important. When we talk about clients, obviously, clients can only do so much from their end, and we Salesforce partners sort of become a bridge between Salesforce and the client. So it falls on our shoulders to bridge that gap for them. So passing on that knowledge through extra training sessions, through tutorials, to help books, whatever that might be. We as Salesforce partners, I think we should be proactively doing that. We also spoke about upselling and cross-selling. So there's a lot of scope here for partners to get in some additional features of Salesforce capabilities. We also spoke about that it's not only a money-making business for us, we're also providing a value for that. So everybody wins, right? When we bring these latest, emerging technologies for our clients, they're able to fulfill a lot more complex use cases in less of a time. We spoke about, video, AI coming in at the future, summarizing meetings, we spoke about data security. So there's a bunch of different things that Salesforce has been focusing on. And as Salesforce partners, we should not only increase our capabilities, but also work on translating those into the real lives of our businesses.
Yeah, and with that, how customers would be kind of ready for this change and ready for the Salesforce era, and not for Salesforce era itself only, but for the upcoming era of AI and data and everything. I think one thing that us at Cyntexa have been kind of saying heavily to all of our customers across is, they need to start relying on to AI. They need to start adopting AI. The more you run away from it, is the more you're going to lag behind, or lag behind, or I would say you would be behind in the race. I would call it a race. It's a race for businesses to adopt AI, because AI is here to stay and it's here to stick. So the better you get onto that track and the better you kind of upskill yourself, the better you be ready for it, it would be beneficial for the same. The customers need to adopt AI automations, and then work as a whole across organization to make them AI ready, do skill development wherever needed to kind of teach them, to educate them how AI can be beneficial, what AI could they leverage for this particular task? What AI could they leverage in this particular task? Because it's not AI replacing your job. It's a very cliche thing, I would say, in today's world, because everybody has said it, but I'm going to say it again. It's not AI going to take your job. It's the people who use AI that are going to take your job. So it's the same for the businesses as well. It's not AI taking away your business. It's a business utilizing and leveraging AI, which is going to take away your business. The customers also need to understand this. And at Cyntexa, we often work with our customers and we kind of provide them this training itself only, kind of, provide them this kind of high level of understanding how they can leverage it. Whether they are utilizing Salesforce or not, we still provide them how they can benefit from AI and the new era that's we are seeing over here in the past 3 years itself only.
I think it's a very important topic that you missed, user adoption, right?
Yeah.
If the customer is not ready to adopt the new AI into their system, then it's absolutely with them. So I think that's obviously half the battle is when the customer is agreed. And that's what as Salesforce partners we can do to make it easy. Try to simplify it, try to break it down. Make it seem very complex and something that's very difficult for them to understand. So I think it's something that both us as partners and clients have to work together. And that's where the help tutorials come in. He also says, so as an upsell, we also, just throw in some extra tutorial sessions for the stakeholders, right? Because let's say we just implemented let's just say it was Marketing Cloud, right? Just for the marketing team. So we don't have to bring the whole organization in there. We will just train few people from the marketing team who can then do that as an extension in their team. But we have to ensure that by the way we do it is actually helpful and easy to understand for the end user.
That's very important, and if I talk about on this a little bit more, the way, like, not only we kind of, train them and do all of that, but not only us, but even if they have any other partner, if they have any other, kind of organization working for them, implementing it for them, they need to ensure they are having that hand-holding sessions as well. They have that hand-holding time as well. So like we provide Hypercare for 3 months where they can stay connected with us and come up with things like, how do I do this? You may have already explained it, but what's the utilization of this? How we can leverage this? So it actually brings the user adoption at the base level, at the user level, not from the top level, like a stakeholder is saying, you need to use this. But it
has to be from the ground up.
It must be from the ground up. So the users are actually coming back to us and saying, okay, hi Vijay, so we did this, but can you please help me out? How do I do this in this? How do I connect the data from this particular thing to over here? So that actually helps them a little bit more. So if I take about, an example to kind of, for one of our implementation, that we both worked on, and if I talk about a little bit how it actually helped them, right from the implementation perspective to the AI thing, to the data cloud thing, stored into ERP, some of them were stored in AWS S3, and we had them linked into Sales Cloud. Now what they wanted was their sales agent or their service executive should be able to, deliver value to the customer when they come and say, hi, the device that you had sent is not working and my production line has stopped and I need it fixed right now. So as soon as the case comes in, the customer support executive has all the information. Okay, this person is Henry. He's working at XYZ Corporation and he is kind of appointed as the floor manager in Frankfurt facility. And within that, we have all the history about it, which device it is being used, what are the IoT data we have, like it was working perfectly fine yesterday. And we have all of this information where the heat or where the temperature was this, the torque was this, and all of that information. Utilizing that, they were able to answer those queries. And not only that, they were utilizing Agentforce to kind of, create a summary out of it and create a plausible solution from that, utilizing all the data that we just talked about, that they have gathered from the IoT devices and from the customer itself only, like what's happening and what the data is saying happening and what the knowledge articles say. And merging all of those three, we are giving them a response. Okay, probably looks like your device is overheat and you may have to kind of replace it. But meanwhile, you can do one thing, you can, make these configuration changes. So the production line will start moving, maybe not at the speed you are expecting, but it will start moving. And meanwhile, we are sending somebody in and who can actually help you out. So with this entire implementation, it was utilizing Data Cloud for getting the data from these IoT devices, from the unstructured devices, for the contracts and SLAs. We were serving that within Agentforce which were actually helping them to kind of, do things more effectively. And not only that, the 3 months training actually helped them. Hypercare duration is still going on. It's been, I think, 7 weeks right now since we went live with them. And we are seeing their ground level, users, ground level staff are coming more to us with these kind of questions. And with these kind of questions, they are gaining more understanding of the platform. They are delivering more value. And the next meeting that we will be having at the 8th week, I think, which would be on the 7th of Jan, we would have clear data for the stakeholders as well. How many customers are utilizing it? What's the adoption rate you are seeing? What was your case closure rate? What was your case deflection rate? What is it right now? So this entire thing, this entire journey, it's not only about, one thing at a time. It's an entire journey from the discovery itself only to the completion and to the training and the hypercare. It actually makes sure you are utilizing and you are kind of actually getting the ROI from the investment that you made, because Data Cloud and Agentforce aren't cheap. I would not say they are cheap. They definitely brings the value onto the table, but they are not cheap. So it actually allows you to make a case to the stakeholders, to the people who invested money into it, like, is it actually giving us anything out of it? So that's something we should look at and we should take care of.
So I think it gives something to everybody. For the investors, for the senior management, it shows, so whatever investment we have done, we are driving value out of it. In terms of, increased efficiency, reduced cost, reduced time, whatever that might be. For the end user, they show, their workflows are becoming much more easier and streamlined. So I think every user can take away something positive only. And that will help them also double down into their, belief in AI and the power of Agentforce.
Yeah.
We spoke about hypercare, we spoke about, training. I think we at Cyntexa, we try to go one step even further and offer ongoing support through Salesforce managed services, bucket models, and bunch of
and we go even more than that. We provide free health check as well.
Yeah.
I did not remember it, but we provide health check as well. That's how we got this.
Right.
He came to us saying, can you please do a health check? He was only utilizing Service Cloud. Right. And we told them, you could leverage this, and this, and it would be really helpful. And then we kind of, put them into the journey where they understood, okay, how AI could be beneficial, how automation could be beneficial, and how skill development at an organization level would be helpful for us. So it actually helped them.
Yeah. So again, so it doesn't start at any specific point. At every certain point at any given point of, where the customer is in their Salesforce journey, we try to offer some value out of it. So through Salesforce managed services, the clients don't need to worry about what else is coming into Salesforce. We'll worry about that. And we'll also worry about customizing those new achievements or, upgradations for their use cases. So I feel that's also one more point that customers should be mindful about when they are, identifying a partner for themselves.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys would like to add on to anything from your end?
Yep. So as Cyntexa mentioned one point, as partner is the one who bridges the gap between customer and Salesforce. So it's very important for us as a partner to make sure we are up to date with the new integrations that Salesforce is coming up with, the new innovations that Salesforce is coming up. So because if we are aware with all these details, all the technical details related to these innovations, then we would be able to provide more solutions related to the business the customer is coming with, and more more accurate decisions the business can make using the Salesforce innovation. So definitely as a partner in the technical aspects, we are the one who need to make sure we are up to date all these innovations and technologies.
Yeah.
So Vijay, you didn't told Pawan about the scenario that we implemented with the help of Agentforce. So I would love to say on to that. So for the client here at Cyntexa, we created manufacturing agent. It was for the sales manager. It was bringing all the low stock inventory levels, products, and you were able to order with the help of the agent only. So the order and the order item were getting into your CRM with the help of agent. So the automation that we created, this is how Agentforce will be implemented.
So basically what you just said, is kind of support what I said, the way SaaS applications are working, the way we have seen the SaaS application work, where, it can place an order for you. You just have to provide this information, do all of that. It's going to go away. The example she just gave, imagine what we would have to do. We would have to go create a report with this data about the items which are running low on the quantity. Once we have the report, we would take all those products, we would go to the portal where we would be able to make the orders. We would be adding one by one, or we would be adding them as all of them at once itself only, and then placing the order. So this would have taken these many clicks, but with the AI kind of solutions powered by actions that can be taken by the AI with a strong reasoning engine like Atlas. You can do all of that just by text itself only, and it will be done like that. You don't have to go, let's say you said, I would be considering stocks which are running low on quantity if they are below the quantity 15. But let's say tomorrow you are saying, I would be considering stocks which are running low from 25, those are running on low on quantity. So you just have to modify it in the text only, and it will be done like that. It will be making an order based on that itself only. So that's very important here. All right. So I think, we have discussed a lot about what Salesforce innovations were this year. What were the acquisitions? What are the future acquisitions that we may see? And we saw some anticipations.
Speculations.
Some speculations. Chakshu's avatar that you probably see. And then we talked about how it would be kind of benefiting for our partners and customers, and how it can be beneficial for them. So with that, I think I would like to kind of conclude. Like Salesforce has gone way big, and they have invested a lot into AI and data because that's only how AI would work. Without data, it would not work. So Salesforce has gone very big on AI and data. And in this year, we saw a lot of acquisitions. Most of them are going to support them in this particular venture itself only, where they kind of provide more and more agentic solutions to the customers. So we would be seeing more development toward that, and we would be seeing a thing that I would like to say, not a thing, one thing that I would like to say before moving forward. I said it already, but I would again say it. AI is here to stay. AI will be here whether you like it or not. As partner, as customer, we must understand how to utilize it, how to adapt to it, so that we can make the best out of it. So that is something that's my first key takeaway from this conversation. Do you guys would like to add on to it?
Say AI is here to stay, not slay.
It would slay eventually if you do not, stay updated. Or
Sure, surely.
Right. So yeah, I think Vijay, I closely align with what you had to say. Salesforce has been working. It's very clear, right? AI is at the center of what Salesforce is trying everything to do. So as partners, again, we are trying to be very, forward thinking, try to incorporate all these upgradations that are coming, not only just from Salesforce, but in the larger, IT industry, trying to see how Salesforce can be integrated, or complemented by that, however that might be. And we're just trying to make it as easy as possible for clients as well. So I think that's pretty much what the focus is.
Just one thing I would like to add. From the partners' perspective, what I see is partners are seeing and expecting they would be seeing lots and lots of AI work. I would say no. You would not be seeing lots and lots of AI work, but you would be seeing lots and lots of work for the thing that you need for AI to work, which is data. So you would be seeing a lot of things, a lot of implementation, a lot of projects on data. You would be seeing data platform being implemented here, data cloud being implemented here. You would be seeing data coming in from different places, and you need to get it centralized in one single unified platform. So you would be seeing a lot of more projects of that, because once an organization have that, then only they would be able to get the best ROI from AI. We would be seeing more and more of that first.
I think this brings back me to that diagram that Salesforce showed. We'll try to add it for these guys somewhere, wherein they added all the Salesforce platforms there and then a layer of data on top of that. So I think everything that you need to do comes through Data Cloud, right? And then through AI. So I think Data Cloud and data in general will become the most important thing. And as they say, data is the new petrol.
Yeah. Data is the new petrol. Data is the new gasoline.
It is the new fuel, whatever.
It's the new fuel, yeah. You're right. Fuel is the right word.
Yeah. It's like agnostic word.
It's just the agnostic word. Gasoline might not be correct. A lot of countries are going heavily towards EV, and some of them are going towards hydrogen as well. So yeah.
Right. So at Cyntexa, we've been really focusing on working on these things. We spoke about Agentforce. Data Cloud is also one thing that we are really invested in. We're also a certified partner of Data Cloud. We have an entire team that works entirely on Data Cloud implementations and also keeping themselves abreast with whatever Salesforce is trying to incorporate.
Just to support on to that, we have not been working on the Data Cloud itself only. We have been working on it before it was called Salesforce Juni, and before it was called CDP.
Right.
Initially, it was kind of an offering, an add-on from Marketing Cloud itself only. So we have been working on to it from that beginning itself only. So we have a lot of experience around it.
So we have an entire team, right, with consultants, developers, testers, project managers. So Cyntexa can take care of the data cloud and the Agentforce part of it. So I think we're very well placed, touchwood, when we move forward towards 2025.
That's true. What are your guys' take, Pawan and Vanshika, from the discussion that we just did? Is it worth it for a business to get Salesforce? If yes, why?
Vijay, for me, the conclusion of this podcast will be, the aim of the game is to reduce the amount of effort. If we could provide with the help of Salesforce and with the help of AI, it's good. And if not, somewhere customers will go and perceive somewhere else.
Do you see Salesforce providing this value to the customers?
Obviously, I will this is the podcast around. This is one podcast we went through. So definitely, yes.
So we as a partner need to make sure we understand the problem that business is currently facing, and we could see what is the best possible Salesforce technology they can utilize to get the best out of their business, and we can see there are almost solutions for all the problems that are in the Salesforce. But we as a partner need to deep dive into these innovations to provide best outcomes and best solutions to the customer, so that they can grow with their business as well. And definitely they can rely on Salesforce, because there is everything that Salesforce has in terms of business and in terms of solving the problems.
Yep. So if I talk about, based on what you just said, and what we discussed for the past 1.5 hours, I guess, maybe more than that, I'm not sure. Yeah. So we have been discussing a lot about what Salesforce can do, what Salesforce is, how do they work. One thing is clear. Salesforce have been into the ecosystem, and they have been pioneer. They have been pioneer into what they work on, whether it's Sales Cloud, whether it's Service Cloud, whatever the offering that they are bringing. So the things that they are bringing onto the table is something a business definitely look at. And with the AI, you need to use AI in no matter which business you are. So it's the question, the platform or the solution or anything that you're utilizing to run your business, to manage your business, have the capability to support that. If it doesn't, maybe you are going to lack somewhere. So you need a platform which can actually help you do that. And Salesforce is one of them. We talked about it with the recent acquisitions, with the capabilities that we have been talking about. So Salesforce is the platform that can actually help you get there. So any business who is kind of looking for implementing Salesforce in 2025, they should, because Salesforce is one of the pioneer in that, and they definitely have delivered on what they have kind of committed. We can see it from the previous track, from the history for the past 24 years, 25 years. We can see that. So definitely you should look at it. And if I talk about, would it be beneficial? Would it be kind of, worth the money they would be investing on? So yeah, the answer is yes. I talked about it. I took an example, and I have many more examples if the audience wants to come and discuss about it, like in different industry, be it BFSI, be it non-profit, be it retail, be it healthcare as well. We have lots and lots of examples, so you can actually relate to that, and you will be able to get better understanding whether it's sensible to invest into Salesforce in year 2025 and how it will bring value to them.
I think it's the best year for any business to invest. Like you said, irrespective of what industry it is, what kind of business they have, you will have a product that Salesforce can cater to. So I think it's a wise decision. And one more thing that customers should be mindful about is what kind of partner they go with, right? Let's say if you want to incorporate data cloud or let's say basic CRM as well, and the partner doesn't have proven capabilities, then you will not be able to, get that ROI that you want. So be extremely mindful of the kind of partner you choose, the kind of certification they have. Go on App Exchange, go on their platform, look at the content they have been, shooting up on their website. There's a lot of areas where you can, proofread or try to identify the correct partner.
Yeah, that's true. So definitely, I think Salesforce is one of the platforms that any business should look at for implementing it. It's very competitive. It's very cutting edge, I would say. They have all the things which is required by the business itself only, because they actually listen to the customer, listen to the industry that they deal in, and they actually create solutions around it. Just don't listen to and be convinced by my words only. You should go and do your own research. You'd have great understanding about the same. And what you said about finding the right partner, it's equally important as choosing the platform. So it's very important you choose the right partner and you make sure they have everything which is required to kind of make that successful. Yeah. So with that, I think we are done with the podcast for what Salesforce future is going to look like in 2025. And